Good afternoon, Glenn Reynolds here, the Outdoor Bum. I'm coming to you today is April the 26th, and this is This Week in the Outdoors, a weekly webcast where I come and, well, we'll just say we solve problems. And the problems we're out here to solve is what are we going to do this weekend or this week or this month? These are things to get people outdoors and exploring and just enjoying nature in general. So, as I said, I'm Glenn, and I'm going to guide you through some of these steps. So, first thing we want to talk about this week is the Blueridge, Georgia Trout Fest that's going on. Tomorrow is kind of the pinnacle of it. That'll be the 27th there near the Toccoa River. And with that, a lot of things that are going on with it. Pretty amazing. I'll tell you, they've got a lot of stuff. They've got a trout trot. It's a 5K that's covers 2 states. It goes over a very important and historical bridge there in Blue Ridge. It's a metal bridge of a bygone era, and I think there's only 3 of them that are left like that around. And you get to run a 5K over one of them. And so they have that. They have the Trout Derby that's going on. This has been since March 26th. There are tag trout, and tomorrow is the day where you get to come and turn your tags in for up to $8,000 in gifts and prizes that they have out there. And I tell you, that's pretty fun. Go catch a trout and win some prizes. And now, if you catch them after tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit too late. But get out there and enjoy your time. They're going to have live music going on all through the night, and just helping people to have a good time. So some of the lineup, some of the things that they have going on there at the Trout Fest is going to be programs that are about rock climbing, paddling the Toccoa River in the area, hiking the Fanning County waterfalls and woodlands, trout fishing the upper Toccoa River watershed, catching trout out of Blue Ridge Lake, trout fishing the lower Toccoa watershed. There's just a lot of stuff, a lot of information to be gathered from up there. Some of the exhibitors that they have up there are going to be your Trout Unlimited. What all do we have here? The Fannin County Chamber of Commerce. There are just quite a few different things, and I'll tell you, there'll be plenty of information that can be gathered up there to help you have a good time and enjoy yourself while you go and do that. And so that is the Trout Fest in Blue Ridge, Georgia. And I'll tell you, it is brought to you by Blueridge Birdseed, friend of the program and a personal friend of mine, Jamie. She's had this business for a number of years, and they have the Birdman Blend. Now, the Birdman Blend is a fantastic thing of birdseed that comes out, and I will tell you, you put that out, and the spring migration will stop at your yard, and they may not want to leave. You may have birds around all year that you didn't know were there. So add a few birds to your life list by identifying them, and put out Blue Ridge Birdseed. And I'll tell you, you can order that online at blueridgebirdseed.com, the Birdman Blend. Jamie can ship it to you, so you don't even have to go to the store to pick it up. So that's blueridgebirdseed.com. Check them out. Now, with us talking about the Trout Fest, our fishing topic this week is going to be trout fishing. Now, the most well-known trout species that we have so far, or that we have here in the U.S., are the brown trout and the rainbow trout. Neither of which are native to the U.S., but that's what they're most fished for. Native fish that we have in the U.S. are the brook trout, the cutthroat trout. Then we start getting crosses with the other types of species. We have a cutbow trout, which is a cross between a cutthroat and a rainbow. We have the tiger trout, which is, I believe, a cross between a brown trout and a brook trout. I'm not certain on that, but we have those. Those have been coming on in popularity lately. But all of these trout species, they're a salmon species related to the salmon that come from the seas and swim up into the creeks and rivers. But those fish, they put up a heck of a fight. You catch one on a fly rod, it's fantastic. It's a lot of good fun to see them jumping up out of the water, slapping their heads from side to side, and then flipping over, coming back down in. Very acrobatic species, very athletic, and they put up a heck of a fight. And you don't just have to fish for them with a fly rod. You can also fish for them with a ultralight rod using spinners, using spoons, even little small bass lures you can catch them with. They are a predatory species and typically the apex predator in their particular area. And so any kind of wounded bait fish thing, salmon eggs, uh, they're also somewhat opportunistic feeders, crayfish, any of those things that are mimicking natural food. You get out there, you can potentially catch yourself trout. Now, with that being said, we talked a little bit about them, where they are. Where do you find trout? Trout are a cold water river system species. So they like water that's, I believe, 78 degrees and below. It may be 73, but I can't remember the exact number. But they like the colder water situations, and so that is where they live. So where do you find cold water? Typically, it's going to be in your mountain streams. Coming off, a lot of times you'll have snow runoff causing cold water there, or just in general the air temperature is colder. And then also you have your tail race waters, such as the Chattahoochee River below Buford Dam, the Toccoa River below the Lake Blueridge, many places like that, all throughout the U.S. And a lot of them you can find trout in that they've stocked there and provide opportunities for you to catch them. And so, get out there, enjoy them. Make sure it's during the time it's inside season that you can actually fish for them, and make sure that whatever area that you choose to fish, that there aren't any special regulations that you need to do and know about. So you need to go and do a little bit of research before you go out and get your trout tag and go fishing. But they're a lot of fun. A lot of people really enjoy it. I would say that's probably my favorite species of fish to catch is trout. And I would encourage you to get out and experience that also. There's trout waters all throughout the U.S. I believe in just about every state. Florida, you're out of luck. Even Texas has some trout water. So Louisiana, your trout are in the ocean, different type of trout. But yeah. So, anyways, get out, enjoy these opportunities that we have available for us. Go up to Blueridge, enjoy the Trout Fest. And that particular segment is brought to you by Central Missouri Power Wash. Central Missouri's number one stop or number one choice for exterior cleaning needs. We can clean your roof, your gutters, your siding, windows, concrete, from the roof to the ground. We've got your exterior cleaning needs covered. That's centralmopw.com. Central Missouri Power Wash. Now, if you stuck with me this long, guys, I'm reaching out. I'm going to ask you right now, get online, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. We're trying to build our numbers up here, and I would appreciate your help. It doesn't cost you anything, and this is a way that you, like I said, it's free, and you can help a business this way. So help me be able to create more content like this. Help us run up in the algorithm so that we can get viewed by more people. And with that, I appreciate your help and I appreciate your support. This is going to bring us to our final topic of this particular webcast, and that is spring black bear hunting. Spring seasons are opening right now for black bear. The three main states that you can go and do a spring hunt in are going to be Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. Those are the three areas. And what are black bears? Black bears are bear species, Ursus, I believe, and they're native here to the U.S. The three bears that we have in North America, are the polar bear, the brown bear, and the black bear. Black bear is typically the smallest of them, although I believe the world record size black bear, hailing from Nova Scotia, I believe it's either Nova Scotia or Newfoundland, is over 1,000 pounds. Can you imagine a black bear over 1,000 pounds? I know Pennsylvania every year produces anywhere 700-pound black bears, but my goodness, those are tremendous animals. I can't imagine 1,000-pound black bear, how he even got around. But yeah, anyway, just get out, do your research. Black bears in the spring have been hibernating all winter for the most part in some hole, some divot in the ground, someplace where they could get out of the weather and could get relatively comfortable, either if they're female to bear their young and raise them from the when they're first starting out until the weather warms up to that, so that they can go outside. Or if they're a male, they're just sleeping their way through until it's time to go outside. Now, where do you find them? During the springtime, a lot of times when they first come out, they're going to be up above the snow line a little bit, so you can actually find tracks and stuff around these little holes that pop out. If you get out with your spotting scope, you can and get on a high location, you can find these places sometimes. Keep your eye out, but and they'll hang around these areas for a few days, just kind of coming out of their lethargy. But then once it kicks in, they start going out and seeking food because they're hungry. They haven't eaten since the late fall, early winter the year before. And so they're looking for green grass, the freshest green vegetation that has just come up. And as the spring progresses, it's going to start in the south-facing slopes, work down through the valleys, and then go over to the north-facing slopes. And you're looking for green salad. Just like all of us, we like a good salad. Well, bears will eat that too. And then if you know of a carcass that's a winter kill, a lot of times bears will show up on that too. They're looking for anything they can get to start replenishing calories and building up for the next year to go back into the den. So the more calories they can get, the better off they are. And so they're looking for these smorgasbords of buffets of food to eat, and they will sure take advantage of it. And so if you're looking around, you start finding a little bit of bear scat. Typically, you're in the right area. You're going to bear's not terribly far away, but you can't just be right on it. You got to take the wind into consideration. Bears have a nose that I believe is 10 times better than that of a bloodhound. So don't let them get your wind because they're going to be gone. They're interested in survival too, and most black bears are afraid of humans, so they know that they can be hunted. Now, make sure that you're efficient and accurate with the weapon that you choose, whether that's a bow, crossbow, or a rifle, or if you're really brave, an atlatl. But we owe it to all these animals that we hunt to put them down as quickly as possible. We don't need any extra suffering. They don't need it. They're giving their lives for us to have something to eat and for us making memories too. And so once you put that animal down, then you need to break it down and come out with the meat. And bears have a lot of fat, most of the time. And bear fat can be rendered down into a useful substance. Bear grease. Bear grease can be used for seasoning cast iron skillets, oiling things, oiling your boots. Heck, it even helps, I believe, with arthritis. If you got arthritis in your knuckles, then rub it on there. It'll help them feel a little bit better. That's bear grease. Now, the meat you need to take extra precautions with because most bears are going to be carrying trichinosis because they scavenge and feed on dead corpses. And so they get worms. Trichinosis is a worm. And so when you cook handle your bear meat, wear gloves. And then when you cook it to an internal temperature of 165 degrees for at least 3 minutes, and make sure that you've done your research on that. I believe that is the correct time. But there should be charts out there, even at lower temperatures, how long you need to keep it at that temperature for it to kill the trichinosis. And trichinosis can survive freezing, so make sure that you've done your due diligence to make sure your meat is safe to eat. Now, bear meat is good meat to eat. What I've had has been fantastic. I had a great experience. I harvested a bear a couple of years ago in Montana, and my buddy and I have just been giggling for 2 years about eating our bear meat and different recipes that we've done with the bear, whether that's a shepherd's pie, canned bear. I do a bear and gravy and rice. There's a lot of different things that you can do it, and the meat has been just fantastic. It's like the best pot roast that you've ever had, is the way that I would describe it. I hope you guys get a chance to get out there and do the same thing. The worst case scenario, well, I won't say the worst case scenario, but one of the worst things is if you go out and hunt these animals, you spend a few days in the outdoors just enjoying God's creation, and that's fantastic in and of itself. Best case, you come out with an animal and a lifetime of memories from that particular experience, and maybe you found something that you like to do in the spring, other than turkey hunt. And also, you can trout fish a lot of times during these times too. Bears tend to like areas where there's cold water fisheries, so you might want to bring your trout rod with you too. So now, get out, enjoy the bear hunting. It's a fantastic time. And with that particular segment is brought to you by Gracksaw Gear, light, fast, and efficient gear for the backcountry explorer. Austin does a great job with his products: lightweight game bags, boot dryers, and sleep systems. take a look. Grexsaw.com. They'll get your product shipped out, and they have the highest of quality. And Austin cares about the products and helping people. He solves problems. He's an engineer by I guess by nature and trade, and so he wants to design things that are the best product out there to solve the problems that we have. Again, that's grexsaw.com, Grexsaw Gear. And with that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel. We want you to help us grow in the algorithm, get out to in front of more people, so we can spread the message of get outside, enjoy the outdoors, live healthy, live safe, and live exponentially. This is Glenn Reynolds, the Outdoor Bum, saying just that. Get outside, enjoy the outdoors. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon.